From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is the Midday Report on LALATE.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's afternoon's LALATE, actually noontime LALATE, home here. And boy, $1,400 third stimulus checks have landed in bank accounts across the country by direct deposit, by direct express card, also by the big banks, Chase and Bank America. In this recording, I'll be going over what you need to know if you're missing a stimulus check, how you request that missing stimulus check, and of course, the big exciting news about fourth stimulus check. This video about the fourth stimulus check and the fourth stimulus package is heating up. Multiple stimulus checks, $2,000 a month, $1,400 a month, over 6 months, a lot of money. $8,000, $10,000, $12,000 per person. This is you. This is if you're on SSI or SSDI. This is if you make less than $75,000 an individual. This is if you're an individual or a child or an adult dependent. I'll go over the big push, and you'll see new video from the White House. As well, in this recording, I'll jump into the live chat and interact with you. New video from Dr. Biden and new video from Dr. Walensky. And with that, Dr. LALATE is about to get underway. Thank you for joining me on Home LALATE. Let's get to it. And this is Dr. LALATE with your latest update. Hey, good afternoon or good noontime if you're on the West Coast. It's just a little bit after 12 noon. I'm so excited for you. There's a big update about your $14 third stimulus check and the big update about those multiple fourth stimulus checks. I'm in the live chat and I see some even questions right off the board. I'll be answering them in a second. Keep those questions coming. I'm jumping in the live chat with you on this. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. This is going to be a big video. We're going to have a lot of fun. Also, like this video. If you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. One video one viewer just a second ago said, how come I got a $1,200 stimulus check? You think it's the one missing from last year? But if the viewer actually got third stimulus check and was less, it's because the IRS thinks you made too much money. That is what we call stimulus plus. And I've got a lot of questions about stimulus plus. So this is a good way to start the video. What is stimulus plus? The IRS is sending you a stimulus check presuming that you made less than $75,000. But if you made $76,000 or $77,000, they're not going to send you $1,400. They'll send you $1,300 or $1,100 or $1,250. They'll send you a little bit less. What are they going off of? The most recent tax return. And so if the most recent tax return is 2019, and you're about to do the 2020 and it shows you only made $10,000 last year, they will give you the remainder of that money to bring you to $1,400. Stimulus Plus does not mean you're getting a $2,000 stimulus check this time around. It means you're getting $1,400, and away we go. But here's what you need to know if about those stimulus checks landing today. Those stimulus checks landing today by direct deposit could post all throughout the day and could post to tomorrow. So if you don't see that stimulus check yet pending today or available today, wait till tomorrow for that direct deposit. Meantime, watch the mail. 50% of the viewers of this channel will get the check in the mail. Even if you got the first or second stimulus check by direct deposit, this may come in the mail. Next, request after guidance. IRS has already told you if you missed that first or second stimulus check, didn't get it, that you can request it by filing a tax return with IRS requesting that first and second missing stimulus check. Well, what about the third one? They haven't told us yet, so give it a little bit of time. We'll see if requesting it is another way to do it. Thank you, Dawn, for the massive super chat. I really appreciate it. And then finally, I saw some viewers getting extra checks. Yes, actually, extra checks. And this is not one person. I've had about 12 people say, Elliot, I got 2 checks, and I'm only one person. What do I do with it? I don't know. So guess what? You've tuned in for someone who has no answer when you get extra moolah. I don't know. So thank you, Dawn, for the dancing woman or dancing pear or dancing. I don't know what she's doing. Is that cotton candy? It looks like it's a cloud with some cotton candy. And away we go. Forced stimulus is heating up. Forced stimulus won a major ruling on Monday. That ruling from Chuck Schumer was delicious, almost as delicious as $12 ice cream. That ruling, determined by the Senate parliamentarian, said that Chuck Schumer has an extra reconciliation to do. You have one reconciliation in the spring and one in the winter every year. You have one in the spring and one in the winter. The last winter from last year, they didn't use it. They saved it because they knew Biden was coming in. So when they did the third stimulus package, they used the winter one from last year. Okay, so you know you got one this spring still to use, and you got one this fall still to use. Okay, we got that. Well, what did Chuck win on Monday? He won that he can go back and revise this reconciliation package. The third stimulus package gave you the check with another reconciliation package. Huge win. It's jaw-dropping. To which you may wonder, why has the president not mentioned this? Because it's not part of his narrative. His narrative is bipartisanship, bipartisanship, bipartisanship. But behind the scenes, he knows the Republicans are not going to give you multiple stimulus checks. He knows they're not going to give you climate or clean air. And that ultimately, he's going to have to go by reconciliation. If you tune into the video right before this, you saw the president go live with me. Here's what I want you to understand when you're watching these president's videos. They're a little bit peculiar because he's saying one thing, but you know it's not going to happen. Let me explain. He's talking about infrastructure, he's talking about roads, he's talking about water, but he's not talking about climate. And climate's in there. Why is he not talking about climate? Because no one's going to give him climate from the Republicans. And then he says, I want to work with the Republicans. They already said they're not going to give you climate. So why are we doing this? Yeah, you need, as the viewers of this channel, Purple Power, to push, push, push and get him to do this bill by reconciliation. He wants climate, do climate, do climate, Mr. President, do climate. Because the Republicans don't want to give you climate. And guess what? Republicans don't want to give us stimulus checks. So you don't want to wait around. In this press briefing before this, he said, I'm going to do this over the next few weeks. Roll your eyes right there. It's time to roll your eyes. Oh, let's roll our eyes. Why a couple weeks to talk to people who aren't going to give you a penny for climate? They already said it. So he said, I'm not willing to do nothing. Guess what? Their offer is nothing. I don't know how to make this clear to the president. Their offer is nothing. And he says, we can't do nothing. Well, their offer is nothing. No climate. So away we go, Mr. President. What are you waiting for a couple of weeks? Now, if you tune in on Mornings LA, the Commerce Secretary says she's wanting Americans to contact the Commerce Department. She's engaging with different groups and different organizations. Reach out, Purple Power, to these different organizations. Reach out to the Commerce Secretary, the Transportation Secretary, your Democratic senators, the Democratic House members. Say, get the bill done now. Get it done now. They don't want to give you stuff. Don't wait. Recon has been won. Let's go. You got the recon. You got the huge recon win. Why are we waiting for it? And away we go. I'll be answering some of your questions. Certainly, you're going to ask me when and how much and all that. We'll be answering that shortly in just a second. But let me jump into the live chat right now and see what people are asking. There's Yvonne with a super chat. Thank you. Oh, no, Vaughn K. You're so good. I got it. Alicia, thank you for the dancing pear. I really appreciate it. Let me jump into, oh, wow, there's another one. Stephanie Robinson, thank you for the dancing pear as well. Did I miss someone else? Oh, there's another Stephanie Robinson. Wow, two from Stephanie. So let me jump into the live chat. If you posted a comment earlier during this broadcast, post it now, and I'll see your question. I'm on SSI. Is there any way I can get help? Me, Susan, yes. So if you're on SSI or SSDI, or if you're not and you just need help, there's a lot of money available for you under the third stimulus package, in addition to the check. And that money starts with rent assistance, utility assistance, food assistance from SNAP, if you're not on SNAP already. And if you own a home, then mortgage assistance and also property assistance. That's just a start. Again, rent, utilities, food, homeowners expenses, and more. If you have a child, then of course there's that $3,600 for that child, even if you're on SSI and SSDI. And it's important to know that if you're not clear how to get this information, get this money, reach out to the volunteers. They can help you for that as well. Tabitha, thank you for the super chat. Wow. I'm trying to catch up with these super chats. There's Tabitha. Oh, a dancing pear. And there is Canute with a dancing lemon. John Grenier. I got a question for you. Is there going to be another round that's going to go out of the $14 stimulus check for Social Security? Yes. So let's go to that graphic right now. Great question. And that is for stimulus. And here you go. So if the four stimulus, this is what we do know and what we don't know. We do know 21 to 50 Democrats are going to amend the bill when it lands in the Senate, their senators, and put in monthly stimulus checks to the end of this year using the same income qualifications for the third stimulus. So for John Grenier, he's asking about Social Security. Absolutely. They would qualify. If you make less than $75,000 individual, yes, you would qualify. SSI, STI, Social Security, and real benefits. All right, so what are the two things we don't know? How many months? And we also don't know what the monthly check is. It's dependent upon, obviously, when the bill is signed. So it's not going to be a retro check. You want the bill signed as soon as possible because every month is a check. But more about why you want it signed earlier rather than later in this video, coming up later in this video. But here's a graphic. If they got the bill signed in June and went out in July, the check, and then you would have 6 months to deal for checks. The talk of the town, the two numbers are $1,400 a month or $2,000 a month. That's currently the talk of the town. So for John, you would be looking at either $1,400 or $2,000 a month potentially, all the way to December. Let me jump into more questions. Can creditors take your child's check or the tax credit? It depends if you have a past due telephone bill or a past due water bill, and that is the extent of it. No. Alicia, thank you for coming to Purple Hawk. How do I apply for help with the mortgage? Molly Hubbard. So mortgage assistance, rent, utilities are all going to be administered at your city, county, and state. And this is a strange, if you've been watching me for a while and I've covered Purple with you, you've always heard me talk about city, county, and state as separate entities. This time it's very important to understand the separateness of it. Why? Because under third stimulus, the money was sent out to the states, counties, and cities to give to you. And each of them may have different requirements or eligibility. You may reach out to the state of California and they may say you have to be behind on your rent to qualify. And you say, oh, goodness, I'm not behind. But then you reach out to the county of LA and they may say, no, you don't have to be behind. So you need to reach out to your city, county, and state. There's Kalisha. March 26th check came today, 2 weeks late. Congratulations. There we go. I have a graphic about that. That's Kalisha. Kalisha got his or her check today, 2 weeks late. Let me show you that March 26th check. I said 10 days. I guess it's now 14 days. So here's what you know. For those mail checks, if you're March, you got to add, in the case of Lakeisha, I'm butchering that, sorry. Lakeisha Panay, beautiful name. You need to add 14 days on that March 26th check, that April 2nd to 5th, about 10 days, and that April 9th check. Yes, there's another round of checks going out this week of April 9. Great question. Dancing lemon alert. Did I miss a lemon? Oh, there's a dime lemon from Patricia. Patricia Singleton with my favorite Dime Lemon. I tune into Dime Lemon every night after Anderson Cooper. He's very good. He's very funny, Dime Lemon. So thank you for the Dime Lemon. No, it's Winged Lemon. It's Winged Lemon. I did not know it's Winged Lemon. And thank you for the dancing pears before that. Very, very good as well. Very, very good. Let me see what other questions you have. Still nothing. I'm on SSD, says Linda. Give it a little bit of time. It's still coming. Then let's see what the other questions. Oh, John Grenier with a dancing pear. I didn't see that, John. I appreciate that. The dancing pear from, there's another one. There's Sandra Gibson for a pear going this way. Flying pear. We have dancing pear and bouncing pear. So there's Daydreamer. LALATE, I got my $1,400 today by direct deposit. Congratulations. Okay, so Faoud Alafi asked about the SSI and SSDI $2,400. Any word on that? Here's the word. No word. This is what you need to know, is that under forced stimulus, let's look at the graphic. Let's look at that graphic. Under forced stimulus, here we go. These are monies that people on SSI and SSDI would get. No one is going to debate that $12,000 is a lot more delicious than $2,400. No one's going to debate that $8,400 is a lot more delicious than $2,400. So the viewers of this channel need to absolutely get behind this MSC, because SSI and SSDI $2,400 is a minuscule amount compared to this. Second, there is on our to-do list still SSI reform. That would be the new benchmark in any revising of how SSI or SSDI gets paid. That to-do list is here. But ultimately, don't be focused on the $2,400 of SSI. Be focused on the MSC, because that's the big payday. Let me jump back in the comments right now. Student loan debt forgiveness, Peter. Yes, student loan debt forgiveness. Okay, where we are on that is really quite good. Do I think it's going to pass? I think it is. Elizabeth Warren says several times in videos that that Obama and Trump both forgave student loan debt, and that there's a legal precedent for Biden to forgive student loan debt. Well, guess what last Friday Biden did? After nearly 4 months of pushing from Leader Schumer and Senator Warren to forgive student loan debt by executive order, the president said, okay, I bite. I will have my education secretary prepare a memo to see if prior presidents have forgiven student loan debt and whether I can do it. If Warren's correct, he can do it. And that means in about, I think it's about a week and a half now, you will see that determination if $50,000 of student loan debt is forgiven. It's a huge one. It's a huge event, and I'll be watching that with you across the board. Let me jump in the live chat and see some more of your incredible questions and comments right now. I received the stimulus this morning, says Joyce, congratulations. Are we getting forced stimulus? If you're just joining me, absolutely, says those 21 to 50 Democrats. John Nelson, 2019, I filed tax returns jointly, divorce January 2020, exes withholding all income refunds and all stimulus, 2 kids also, 50-50. Nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. If you had divorced, if you had filed for divorce in 2019, you should have immediately filed a 2019 tax return amended as a single individual. You should have filed it in the moment you divorce, to make sure that IRS knows about that when we were in the middle of this pandemic. The stimulus check started in 2020. You should immediately have filed a tax return in 2020, amending 2019, saying, hi, I'm a single individual, so that you knew you would get these stimulus checks. I've had a lot of viewers say, I didn't do it. It's too late now. IRS doesn't know that you're divorced. I always use the example, it's not a time to joke with this viewer, but I always use the example of Real Housewives. You could get married and divorced 5 times in one season on Real Housewives. IRS doesn't know you're getting divorced and married 5 times. Ultimately, they're only sending a stimulus check based upon what they last knew about you. And there is no fix-it for that. That is the purpose of why there's divorce court. Let me jump in the chat. Got my EIDL target advance. Ooh, wonderful. And EIDL 24, got my EI targeted and my EIDL 24 months working on capital, says Mike Lee. Well, congratulations, Mike Keeley. Time for stimulus could go out, says Kathleen. Okay, so let's go back to this analysis. Here is what's important to understand about when for forced stimulus. This is the big issue. The Democrats, 21 of 50 Democrats want to give it to you. So that's not the question. The question is when. And there's 3 issues about the when. First, every month you miss a stimulus check, because if it takes an extra month, you're not getting a stimulus check. But here's the second big issue about when. The economy's booming. Jobs are coming back. 1 million jobs are generated in the month of March. We learned last Friday. There's 8 million missing. We're generating 1 per month. That's 8 months. Well, guess what? On Friday, analysts on Wall Street said we may be generating 2 million jobs this month, in the month of April. Here's my prediction. They're right. My prediction is they're right. States are reopening. In California, for example, the governor of California yesterday announced the entire state will reopen in June. Guess what? Businesses have been closed in this state for a year because of regulations, of COVID. When those businesses reopen, jobs will be back. You don't want this bill in the Senate after the jobs are restored. If those jobs are restored at 2 million per month, that's 4 months. 4 months from now, May, June, July, August. You don't want that bill in the Senate in July if there's only 500,000 jobs missing in this country, or no jobs missing, because some Democrats may get cold feet. Meantime, we have a new statement out today from Jamie Dimon, who's head of JP Morgan, and he says the economy is on fire right now. This is more indication of why you want that stimulus bill in the Senate as soon as fast as possible. Hashtag MST, hashtag Purple Power, push, push, push. Dimon says, I have little doubt that with excess savings, new stimulus savings, huge deficit spending, more Q&E, a new potential infrastructure bill, and successful vaccine and euphoria around the globe, the U.S. economy will likely boom. The boom could easily run into 2023 because of all the spending. And the last few days, you've seen the impact on the tech rally. Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google, the FANG stocks have been rallying. Translation, boom. There's a boom underway, and you don't want to miss getting stimulus. The way you miss it is if the bill lands in the Senate too late. Let me jump back into the other comments and questions you got. So Lynn Glenn, I got mine today, I got my stimulus check today on SSI, but my son is still waiting for this, and he's on SSI. Great question. So I certainly don't know. The part about that helpful is that Lynn said her son is also on SSI. That's good. The number one concern I had in 2020 was people who are on benefits and they have a child, and Social Security and IRS doesn't know the child exists because you don't file tax returns. In this case of Lynn, her child is on benefits, so they know the child exists. Don't worry, Lynn. His may be coming by mail instead of by direct deposit. Sharon, thank you for all you do. You're incredible. I appreciate that, Sharon, with another dancing bear. I really appreciate that. Let me see some more of the comments. Welcome, DJ Flame. He's on fire. DJ Flame on fire. Welcome, DJ Flame, to the family. I really appreciate it. Can you say where would be May and June for forced stimulus checks? Can you say where would be May? Okay, so the bill would never land in the Senate by May. If you remember what we had to do for this stimulus package, it was by reconciliation. It takes at least 2 months. Because first they got to agree to do reconciliation, and then they have to do the reconciliation. Remember, it's a two-step process. The first step was to get every House member and every senator that are Democrats to agree to do reconciliation. That's its own bill. That's the tow truck. Then after they have the tow truck over the finish line, then they got to do the tow hitch, which is do what's on the tow hitch. We want to put some applesauce, and we want to put some linguine, and we want to put some wine. They put the stuff on the tow hitch, and then they start to drive it over the finish line. And that's why it takes 2 steps and at least 2 months. So June would, they could start right now and get it late May, but we're already, in late April. So 2 months by now would still put us in early June. Great question, though. Let me jump back into some of the comments right now. And there is, what about free internet? Jamie, yes, free internet is under third stimulus and under second stimulus. If you're having problems finding it, reach out to the volunteers. Let me show you a little bit about the volunteers since we've been covering it on this channel. Here's a little bit about the volunteers and the community page. I'll be back in 60 seconds, and I'll have that new video from the White House. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance,
and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
And the excitement continues right now on Noontime LA. How are you? Boy, really exciting, great news. The Wall Street is about to close in just a few minutes. Let me tell you where we are on that. The Dow is down 226 points, relatively flat. NASDAQ flat as well, down 22 points. The major stories headlining business news right now is hospitalization rates are now climbing, and they're concerned that the hospitalization of COVID patients are far more severe. Why are they more severe? Because they say that the London variant B117 is the dominant strain in the United States right now. If you've been watching me for all the last few months, I told you that Dr. Osterloh back in February said that by now B117, the UK variant, would be the dominant strain. It's concerning because it is far more deadly. It is far more deadly and more dangerous. And that message was delivered earlier today. Also, the president made an announcement earlier today that he would drop the corporate tax rate in his proposal, but he did not say to where. Ultimately, this is a no-brainer. The corporate tax rate currently now is 21%. It was 33% under Obama. Trump lowered it to 21. Biden proposes 28. And ultimately, Manchin says 25. Just do it at 25. What are we wrangling about here? But earlier today, Dr. Walensky addressed his concern about B117 and its severity. Let's listen in, and I'll be answering some more of your questions. Drop some questions in the comments, and I'll be cutting in.
If all of us do our part, we could help save lives in April, May, and June. Wear a mask, socially distance, get vaccinated when it's your turn. And now over to Dr. Walensky.
Thank you, Andy, and good morning, everyone. I'm glad to be back with you today. As always, I'll begin with an overview of the data. CDC's most recent data show that the 7-day average of new cases is a little more than 63,000 cases per day. This is up approximately 2.3% compared to the prior 7-day average. Hospital admissions.
Two great questions coming across the screen. I don't want to miss them. First, Monique, do you have to pay taxes on student loan debt forgiveness if it passes? No, because what happened was Leader Schumer got into the third stimulus package a provision that if it's forgiven, you do not have to pay taxes on the forgiveness. So that is law. That is law under the third stimulus package, that if student loan is eventually forgiven by the president, you don't have to pay taxes on it. Great question, Monique. There's ARW. Who is the $8,400 for? It's for you, AR. It's for all the viewers of this channel. Let me go back to the graphic so you understand this graphic and you understand why the push needs to go underway. Let me show you the graphic. This is the fourth stimulus package and the potential numbers. This is what you need to know. Democrats, 21 of 50 Democrats, want to give you a stimulus check from the point at which the bill becomes law to the end of this year. Okay, so what month does it become law? Let's use July as a benchmark. Why? Because both Leader Schumer and Pelosi say July it's going to be done. I hope it's done before July. But let's use July as a benchmark. That's 6 months. Okay, what is the amount of the stimulus check? They don't say that. That is the few items that they don't mention. They do mention it's monthly. They do mention to the end of the year. And they do mention the income qualifications would be the same as the third stimulus check. So choose a number, $1,000 a month, $1,200 a month, $2,000 a month. The word on the street is that it would likely be $1,400 or $2,000 a month. And there you go. $1,400 a month every month until December. That's $8,400 for an individual, for one person. So for AR, that's for one person. Another person asks, is that for multiple people? No, that's $1,400 per person per month until December. That's for SSI, SSDI, Social Security and Railroad benefits. It's for anyone that makes less than $75,000. Great question. Let me answer some more of the questions you have. Is SBA taking longer than 21 days? I don't know what that is referring to, Gypsy. Do you mean for the loan? And let me see if there's anything else. Okay, there isn't. So let me jump back into what Dr. Walensky said during this incredible briefing today about the virus.
Also continue to increase. The most recent 7-day average, about 5,000 admissions per day, is up about 2.7% from the prior 7-day average. And deaths decreased 19.7% to a 7-day average of 745 per day. Vaccinations continue to increase with the most recent 7-day average of nearly 3 million vaccinations delivered daily, up 8% from the prior 7-day period. While these rates of vaccination are incredible and so encouraging for all of us, trends are increasing in both case numbers and hospitalizations. Across the country, we are hearing reports of clusters of cases associated with daycare centers and youth sports. Hospitals are seeing more and more.
A great question by Heather Weathers. Does the student loan debt forgiveness go for past student loans? Absolutely, Heather. I had one viewer on one of the questions asked, I have a 30-year student loan debt. Would that be forgiven? Yes, it would. So far, we don't have complete clarity about all the details, and certainly they can always butcher this or change it up. But so far, they've always said private and public student loan debts. Great question. Jenny asks, when does SNAP benefits end? The increase of SNAP benefits end? December. Trump gave it to you 6 months, and Biden gave it another 6 months.
For younger adults, those in their 30s and 40s admitted with severe disease. Data suggests this is all happening as we are seeing increasing prevalence of SARS-CoV-2 variants, with 52 jurisdictions now reporting cases of variants of concern. Based on our most recent estimates from CDC surveillance, the B.1.1.7 variant is now the most common lineage circulating in the United States. Testing remains an important strategy to rapidly identify and isolate infectious individuals, including those with variants of concern. These trends are pointing to two clear truths. One, the virus still has hold on us, infecting people and putting them in harm's way, and we need to remain vigilant. And two, we need to continue to accelerate our vaccination efforts and to take the individual responsibility to get vaccinated when we can. We have to recognize the high risk of infection in areas of high community transmission. I encourage communities to consider adjustments to meet their unique needs and circumstances. For example, in areas of substantial or high community transmission, CDC guidance specifically suggests refraining from youth sports that are not outside and cannot be conducted at least 6 feet apart.
Meantime, new video from Dr. Biden about the push to get relief across the board. Let's watch that video from Dr. Biden minutes ago.
This work is personal to me. Is it because of my dad? He was a Navy signalman in World War II and went to college on the GI Bill. His love for this country was a part of everything he did. And
there's a question from Jeanette. Do current non-filers need to fill out another non-filer form? No. If you use the non-filer form in 2020, good for you. You don't have to do anything again. Remember, the non-filer form is no longer with us anymore.
And he inspired us, his 5 daughters, to see America through his eyes. Or because of my son, Beau, when he joined the Delaware Army National Guard, I felt the unique pull of both incredible pride and concern that every military mom knows so well. Or perhaps it's because of my grandkids. When Bo served for a year in Iraq, I saw how his children navigated his deployment. And I often wondered how people so small could be so strong. Without a doubt, being part of this military community has shaped who I am. But that's not why we're here today.
And there you are. You've been watching a video of Dr. Biden and previously Dr. Walensky, although I may have left the graphic of a stimulus on top of her. Apologize to the doctor. But wow, here we are. $14 third stimulus checks are landing in bank accounts today. If you've not received it, it may still land by the end of the day. If you're missing a stimulus check, you can still request it. We don't have clarity on how to request it yet. Give some patience. It could still come by mail later this week. And for the mail recipients, those checks are still in the mail. They're about 10 days late. We had one viewer in this live chat who said they got their March 26th check today, 14 days late. Understand they're coming. Also, forced stimulus is now heating up. Away we go into forced stimulus. 21 of 50 Democrats want to give you monthly stimulus checks to the end of this year if you make less than $75,000. When the forced stimulus bill lands in the Senate, they're going to modify the bill. They're going to amend the bill. It's not going to be in there. They're going to amend the bill. They told the president, you're probably not going to put it in it there, so we're going to put it in there. The president's trying to debate whether to do this by recon or not. Ultimately, you want him to do it by recon. Today, the president, in not one but three videos you've heard on this channel, him, the Commerce Secretary, and his press secretary all talked about bipartisanship. It doesn't make sense for the president to do bipartisanship at this point because he wants to leave climate in there, and no Republican wants to give him climate. It's a no-brainer. They're saying there's no deal on climate. On the other side, the president says, I will not agree to do nothing. Well, they're agreeing to do nothing on climate. So away you should go on reconciliation. He also talked in the video about doing this over the next 2 weeks. You don't want him to do this over the next 2 weeks. Rather, what you want to do over the next few days is share this video on social media. Tag your elected officials. Tag the Commerce Secretary. Call up the offices. Say, do this by reconciliation. What's taking so long? Hashtag MSC. Hashtag Purple Power. Tell them what you think should be in the forced stimulus package and why you want it to be done quickly, because it should not wait around. Leader Schumer won that big award earlier this week, which was detailed on this channel, that reconciliation win. I'll have more about that on Afternoons LALATE. It's been a big day and a lot of exciting live videos. I thank all your incredible, great comments. Remember, I'm live throughout the day, so if you did not get your question answered, I'm live on Afternoons LALATE after this. You can answer it again. I'm also live in the chat on Evenings LALATE, Purple Power, Hazard Pay. There's not a single minute in which you can ask me a question you can't catch me. So if you didn't catch me on this one, you can catch me in another video. Stay informed, stay focused. Make sure you subscribe. Also like this video and hit that like button. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. Stay informed, stay focused, keep on smiling, and stay with LA for more.